everyone, welcome to You May Disagree. Today I want to take a trip down memory lane and talk about the top 5 fast food restaurants I loved as a kid growing up in the late 70s and early 80s. Now, if you grew up somewhere on the East Coast or in the Midwest, your childhood memories might belong to local favorites, or places like McDonald's, Pizza Hut, or Burger Chef. But I grew up out in southern New Mexico and West Texas, particularly around Amarillo. Out there, our fast food landscape looked a little different, and it was shaped by a distinct regional palate. Looking back, these places weren't just quick stops. They were a major part of our weekly childhood routine. You may disagree, but here are the top 5 fast food spots from my childhood. Starting us off at number 5 is Long John Silver's. Now, today, you walk into a Long John Silver's, and it usually feels a bit like a ghost town. But if you grew up in West Texas or New Mexico in 1980, this place was an absolute powerhouse on the weekends. I distinctly remember when I was a kid, on a Sunday, seeing a line of families dressed in their Sunday best, wrapped completely around the building just to get a taste of fried fish. Or maybe they were after the crumblies. You had to fight for a booth under those fake ship lanterns and nautical ropes. But let's be honest with ourselves. Long John Silver's didn't succeed because of the actual seafood. The fish was really just a vehicle for the grease, the malt vinegar, and those addictive, crunchy extra batter bits, the crumblies. We all know the truth. They could have bypassed the fish entirely and just sold those fried batter crumbs by the literal bucket, and we still would have lined up around the block. Moving on to number 4, we have Blake's Lotaburger. Now, this is a legendary name for anyone who spent time in New Mexico or West Texas back then. If you remember walking into one of their classic locations as a kid, it was usually a tiny, no-frills setup. They had a row of stools at the counter where you sat and watched them flip the burgers right in front of you. If you had a smaller appetite like I did back then, you didn't get the giant double-patty Lotaburger. You ordered the smaller, single-patty. It's a burger. But my take on Blake's? They didn't just make a great burger. They popularized the greatest culinary combination in fast food history, the green chili cheeseburger. They used real, flame-roasted hatch green chili. It gave the burger an incredible kick. It completely ruined standard corporate fast food. Because once you've had hot green chili on a fresh burger, a plain old hamburger with a single pickle just feels sad. Yum is right. It was the gold standard for Southwestern fast food. Number 3 on my list is Popeyes. Back in the late 70s and early 80s, Popeyes was expanding aggressively into our region. Stepping inside one was always a distinct experience. It had that loud, bright yellow and orange color scheme, and the heavy aroma of cayenne pepper and Louisiana spices would hit you the second you walked through the door. As a kid, ordering the spicy chicken felt like a rite of passage, especially when almost every other fast food chicken option around was completely bland. And then, of course, you had those legendary buttermilk biscuits, the kind that required a giant gulp of soda just to swallow. But man, they tasted incredible. Coming in at number 2 is a place that was born right in our backyard, Mr. Burger. If you grew up around Amarillo, Canyon, or the surrounding towns in the late 70s or early 80s, you knew exactly what those flashing lights on that classic marquee sign meant. Their whole slogan back then was, "They don't make 'em till you order 'em." You'd walk up to the counter, and you could hear the patties sizzling on the flat-top grill. They had those incredible hand-breaded onion rings, fried mushrooms, and a regular hamburger that tasted like it came from a real backyard cookout. My personal take here is that you simply cannot find a great fresh burger like that anymore, not in the fast food restaurant. Corporate fast food chains today rely on pre-cooked patties sitting in warming drawers under heat lamps. Mr. Burger is a wonderful reminder of what a real, old-school fast food burger is supposed to taste like. And that brings us to number 1, Sonic Drive-In. Now let's get one thing straight right out of the gate. I am talking about Sonic as it existed 40 years ago, not the depressing corporate shadow of a restaurant we have today. Back then, pulling your car into a concrete bay under that massive neon canopy, hitting the button, and listening to the crackle of the speaker box was a peak cultural ritual. You'd watch the car hops on roller skates glide across the asphalt to hand-deliver your order right to your window. But the real difference was the food. Sonic used to be an elite premium burger joint. The beef patties were thick and real, the buns were perfectly toasted, and the onion rings were hand-battered from scratch inside the store every single morning. Today, corporate cost-cutting has left them with thin, rubbery patties and soggy sides. If you only know modern Sonic, you think of it as a place to get a sugary Route 44 drink. The modern version just breaks my heart a little bit. So that's my list. 5 fast food spots that completely defined what it tasted like to grow up in West Texas and New Mexico during a great era. Like always, you may disagree. Maybe you grew up somewhere else and your number 1 is an entirely different regional chain. Or maybe you think modern Sonic is actually good. Until next one, take care.